I don't know if you've been watching the numbers at all, but now that I'm getting up to thousands of views on these videos each day, the number one feedback I get from my fans is that I need to introduce a few more exciting sexual type scenes, so I saved a couple of stories for that for today. One was when I first went to live in Tulsa with my dad. He was living in a hotel that had a swimming pool downstairs, and I was talking to my dad. He was showing me where the pool was and where the dressing room was and stuff, and so he and I stood outside the dressing room talking for 2 or 3 minutes while he was explaining to me where he was going and what he was going to do that day. And I guess as he and I were talking, I must have walked sideways a little bit, kind of just talking back and forth, and I had never noticed when I walked up that the boys' restroom, or the boys' dressing room, and the girls' dressing room were both side by side. And apparently while we were talking, I must have shifted sideways, so now I was standing in front of the girls' dressing room instead of the boys. So after we finished talking and he left, I turned around and walked into the girls' restroom, or changing room, instead of the boys. And the first thing I noticed as I'm walking along is I see this girl's swimming suit laying on the bench there, and I think, yeah, it's a funny joke, some guy left a girl's swimming suit here in the girls' dressing room. And so then I walk in a little further, and as I turn around, there's a lady, probably older than me. I was only 17, 18, I guess then. But she was still, 19, 20, 21 or something, undressing. And she screamed, and so did I, and ran out of the room. And that was my first experience ever going into a girl's bathroom or restroom or changing room. The second one was when I was at BYU. That I had a professor that really liked me, and one day he was wanting to teach a lesson to the class about being observant and observing exactly what's going on. And so he had called me to his office, and me and another female student, and asked if we would help in a lesson he was teaching that day. And what he wanted to do was he wanted this girl to come running once class was started. After it had been started, that the teacher would be up front, but this girl was supposed to come running into the classroom screaming that someone was trying to kill her. And then I was supposed to come in running after her with a gun, and he had actually given me a gun that had blanks in it. And I was supposed to be running in chasing her down like I was going to shoot her. Which shows you how much schools have changed. There's no way you could get away nowadays with running through a school with a gun shooting blanks and nobody would pay any attention to it. But so we pulled that off, that the professor got up and started the class. After a minute or two, she came running in through the door, screaming that someone was trying to kill her, and I came chasing in after her with this gun, saying I was going to kill her, and I pull out the gun and I shoot the blanks at her. And then we leave, and then after we left, the class was supposed to write down exactly what they had seen and what had happened, and they were going to discuss that as part of the lesson. But I can tell you that even though I knew it was fake, that didn't keep my heart from racing and getting the adrenaline that was in me. And so both of us left there. Oh, and he told me to make sure after it was all over to take the gun back and put it in his desk drawer. He showed me where he wanted me to put it. And so I went out of his room, and I went down the hall, went down to the door where his office was and stuff, and went in through that door. But my heart was still racing, and I wasn't really even watching where I was going or what I was doing. And all of a sudden I turned the corner, and there's a bunch of girls there in the girls' restroom, and I'm carrying a gun in there. But I had gotten, because my adrenaline was so high, and I guess my brain wasn't thinking straight, I was on the wrong floor. And so instead of going into his office, I'd actually gone into the girls' restroom.